de Yucatán se realizó la 17ª Cumbre Mundial de los Premios Nobel de la Paz. Hoy le presento una charla que sostuve con Jody Williams, Premio Nobel de la Paz 1997. Ella lo ganó por un trabajo en favor de la paz en contra de las minas antipersonales y también habló de la legalización de las drogas y está consciente, ella siendo norteamericana, que Trump está perfectamente loco. Así lo dice, que es un psicópata. Esto es lo que dice Jody Williams.
I think there are several reasons for the violence, like in any country, right? One very obvious reason to the world is the drug trade. And certainly my own country is very involved in that drug trade because most of the users are in my country.
Yeah.
So that has bred tremendous violence in this country. As you know, that is not a news flash. I think there's also violence, as there is everywhere. Domestic violence is a huge problem, and femicide, the killing of women. For me, one part of the solution is, for some people, it's considered radical. I don't think it is. It's the legalization and regulation of drugs. I agree that it should be. I am support the legalization and the regulation of drugs. Then it would be taken away from the cartels. It would not be under the surface anymore. People who are addicts, which is a disease, would be able to be treated. The state could tax the sale and get more money, part of which could be used to help the addicts. But to continue with this underground mafia-type system, obviously it breeds violence and they fight against each other, et cetera, et cetera.
In the recent, in the past conference, we called about, we talk about the men of state versus presidents, versus the people with power. You have Vladimir Putin with nuclear weapons. You have Donald Trump. You have Xi Jinping, Kim Jong-un. All those crazy people,
I think so.
With a lot of power. Is there a risk for the world peace?
I think about it a lot. Because I think Mr. Trump is... Many people say it. I don't know if it's a bad thing to say, but I think he really does have mental issues. Mental issues. We all do. We all do. But in his position of power and his type of mental issues makes the world more dangerous. And I think he works overtime to demonstrate to the world that he is not like anybody else, right? He's destroying the democratic fabric of my country. He's attacking NATO, his allies. He's pulling out of 2 nuclear treaties. He's pulled out of the climate change treaty. I think he has delusions of power along the lines of Mr. Putin and in China. Every time when Putin, no, it wasn't Putin, when I can never say his name right.
Gorbachev?
No, China.
Xi Jinping.
When he declared himself president for life, Mr. Trump said he thought it was great to be able to be president for life. When Erdogan changed the constitution, Mr. Trump said it's great to be able to be a dictator for life. Or president for life. Many people, which I think are a little bit conspiracy theorists, think that Mr. Trump, if he's voted out of office, won't leave. So, and the fact that they're all refurbishing, modernizing, as they say, their nuclear arsenals is terrifying. They should be getting rid of them, not making them better. And they're making nano nukes, mini nukes. Imagine that. It blows my mind.
And you also had ultra-conservative politicians taking power in all of the world. You have the Brazilian.
Terrifying.
Also, Donald Trump is ultra-conservative.
I think he's a crisis himself. I am completely serious. I think Donald Trump is a world crisis.
Yeah. And now? Who can help us?
We can only help ourselves. It certainly isn't going to be God. No, but I do change, systematic change. And I think you've thought about this, I'm sure, a million times. It's very difficult. Even if I want to change a little thing in myself, if I think, oh, gee, I don't like this about me, I want to change it. How do we start? Tomorrow I'm going to start, and then
like the diet.
Yeah, maybe next month.
It's impossible?
No, it's not. Nothing's impossible. If we really want it, nothing is impossible. It becomes impossible if we believe it is. Right?
Yeah.
If people tell me it is inevitable that we can't stop killer robots and it's inevitable that we're going to have nukes, then they do that in order to make you really believe that you can't do anything. I've been fortunate to be in the landmine campaign and see that when we built a global coalition, found partners in government, we were able to change it. Same thing with cluster bombs and the new treaty from 2017 on nukes. Obviously, the nuke treaty needs a lot of work, but at least it's the baseline from which one can, get all the countries, not all, maybe, but get countries involved in a way that really stigmatizes the weapon.
Well, it's a pleasure. You're wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're not bad either.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. A real pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Imagen Noticias con Francisco Zea, lunes a viernes 5:50 AM. Participa en Imagen Televisión.